Antarctica, 2008. A researcher stands on frozen ground, camera in hand. In front of him, hundreds of penguins, all moving in the same direction, toward the ocean, toward food, toward survival. But then he notices something strange. One penguin walking the opposite direction, not toward the ocean, toward the mountains, toward a world of ice and emptiness. The researcher watches, confused. He thinks maybe the penguin is confused, lost, disoriented. So he waits, expecting the penguin to turn around. But it doesn't. It keeps walking, step by step, away from the entire colony, away from everything that means survival. The researcher follows it with his camera, and what he captures will haunt millions of people years later. Not because it's rare, but because it's painfully relatable. Imagine standing there, watching hundreds of penguins move as one massive wave toward the coastline, the sound of their calls echoing across the ice. They know where they're going. They've done this for generations. The ocean means food, safety, community. It's the only logical choice. And then one penguin breaks away, alone, silent, walking towards certain death. The researcher later said he felt something he'd never felt before. Not just scientific curiosity, but sadness, deep sadness. Because in that moment, he knew this penguin wasn't coming back. He tried to intervene. He walked toward the penguin, tried to redirect it. The penguin would pause, look at him, then keep walking, again and again. The researcher tried 3 times, and 3 times the penguin refused. So he made a decision. He let it go. He watched as that small black and white figure grew smaller and smaller against the endless white mountains, until it disappeared completely. The footage was filed away, labeled, archived, just another mysterious behavior in nature. Nobody thought about it much, until years later when someone found it and uploaded it to the internet. Within 48 hours, the video had 1 million views. Within a week, 10 million. Comments flooded in from every corner of the world. But nobody was talking about animal behavior. They were talking about themselves. This is me leaving my corporate job. This is ending a relationship everyone said was perfect. This is me moving to a new city where I know no one. One woman wrote, "I watched this video the night before I dropped out of medical school. My parents wanted me to be a doctor. Everyone said I was throwing my life away, but I knew I couldn't spend my life walking towards someone else's ocean. I had to find my own mountains." A man commented, "I showed this to my therapist. She cried. I cried. We both understood something we couldn't put into words before." Another person said, "I've watched this video 47 times. Every time I feel like giving up on my dream, I come back to it. That penguin reminds me that I'm not crazy. I'm just walking a different path." Here's what that penguin represented. Not rebellion, not stupidity, not a death wish, but something much more profound. The courage to walk away from certainty. Think about the other penguins for a moment. They're not wrong. They're not cowards. They're doing exactly what they're supposed to do. Survival, logic, safety in numbers. Generation after generation, they've walked to the ocean. It's worked. It's reliable. It's proven. But this one penguin felt something different. Maybe it was instinct. Maybe it was something broken inside. Or maybe it was something most of us have felt but never acted on. The pull toward the unknown. The whisper that says, "This isn't your path," even when the path makes perfect sense to everyone else. Scientists have theories about what happened. Some say the penguin was sick, dehydrated, confused by magnetic fields. Some say it was stress, trauma, a malfunction in its navigation system. But the internet didn't care about those theories because the internet saw something else. They saw a creature making a choice, a difficult choice, a lonely choice, a choice that didn't make sense to anyone watching. And that's when it clicked for millions of people. This wasn't a documentary about penguins. This was a mirror. You've felt it, haven't you? Standing at a crossroads, everyone telling you to go left. It's safe, it's smart, it's what people do. Your parents did it, your friends are doing it, society expects it. But something inside you keeps looking right, toward uncertainty, toward risk, toward a version of yourself you've never met, toward a dream that sounds crazy when you say it out loud. And the fear isn't just about failing, the fear is about being alone. Because that's what the video really shows. The other penguins don't chase after him, they don't try to save him, they don't even look back, they just keep moving toward the ocean. The lone penguin walks in complete silence, no encouragement, no support, no witnesses, just ice, wind, and the sound of his own footsteps. This is what they don't tell you about choosing your own path. People won't always understand. Your family might worry, your friends might distance themselves, not because they don't love you, but because you're walking away from what they believe keeps you alive. They see the ocean, the food, the safety, the proven method, and they can't understand why you'd choose the mountains, why you'd risk everything for something uncertain, something that might not even exist. One comment on the video said, "My father told me I was committing career suicide. My girlfriend left me. My best friend said I was being selfish, but I couldn't shake the feeling that if I didn't try, I would die inside anyway. So I walked toward my mountains. And yes, it was lonely. Yes, it was hard, but I'm still here, and I'm still walking." Another person wrote, "I'm a high school teacher. I showed this video to my students. One girl stayed after class. She was crying. She told me she wanted to be an artist, but her parents insisted on law school. She said, 'I feel like that penguin. Everyone thinks I'm making a mistake, but I can't go to the ocean. I just can't.'" These aren't just comments. These are confessions. These are people admitting something they've been too afraid to say out loud, that they feel the pull, that they see their mountain, that they're tired of pretending the safe path is enough. But here's the truth they also don't tell you. The ocean will always be there. The safe job, the comfortable relationship, the predictable life, the path your parents want, the choice that makes sense on paper. It will always be an option. But the mountains, that calling, that dream that keeps you up at night, that voice inside you that says there's something more, that has an expiration date. Every day you wait, the path gets colder, harder to see, harder to take. Your courage doesn't grow with time, it fades. Your fear doesn't shrink, it multiplies. Your excuses don't become less convincing, they become your identity. The researcher who filmed that penguin, his name was Werner Herzog. He's a filmmaker, a storyteller, someone who spent his entire life documenting the strange and profound moments of existence. Years after filming that penguin, he was interviewed. Someone asked him, "Do you regret not stopping the penguin, not saving it?" He paused for a long time. Then he said something profound. "I don't know if I was watching a tragedy or a triumph." He continued, "Maybe that penguin died in those mountains. Maybe it suffered. Maybe it was a mistake. But maybe it experienced something no other penguin ever has. Maybe in those final moments it saw something, felt something, discovered something that its entire species will never know. Maybe it died free, and maybe that was the whole point." The interviewer sat in silence, because that answer wasn't about penguins anymore. It was about every human being who ever chose the harder path. every person who walked away from guaranteed survival to pursue something unexplainable. Werner Herzog understood something most people miss, that safety and meaning are not the same thing, that survival and living are two different things, that sometimes the most rational choice is also the most soul-crushing choice. The penguin's journey raises an uncomfortable question. What if the other penguins are the tragedy? What if spending your entire life doing what you're supposed to do, going where you're supposed to go, being what you're supposed to be, what if that's the real death? What if that one penguin was the only one truly alive? There's a reason this video went viral, and it's not because people love penguins, it's because people are desperate for permission.
It's because people are desperate for permission. Permission to admit they're unhappy. Permission to want something different. Permission to walk away from what's killing them, even if it looks safe from the outside. One of the most liked comments on the video said, "I've been working at the same company for 18 years. Good salary, good benefits. Everyone says I'm lucky, but I wake up every morning feeling dead inside. I watch this penguin and I think, at least he chose his death. I'm just waiting for mine." Another said, "I'm 42 years old. I've spent my entire adult life being responsible, being practical, being realistic. And you know what I have to show for it? A nice house that feels empty, a successful career that feels meaningless, a life that looks perfect in photos but feels hollow in reality." That penguin had more courage in one moment than I've had in 20 years. These aren't dramatic people. These aren't rebels or troublemakers. These are everyday people who followed the rules, did what they were told, walked toward the ocean, and woke up one day wondering why they feel so lost. So let me ask you something. What's your mountain? What's the thing everyone says is crazy, dangerous, impossible? What's the path that makes perfect sense to you but no sense to anyone else? Maybe it's starting that business. Maybe it's writing that book. Maybe it's ending that relationship. Maybe it's moving to that city. Maybe it's going back to school. Maybe it's pursuing that art. Maybe it's telling the truth about who you really are. And more importantly, what's stopping you? Is it fear of failure? Fear of judgment? Fear of being alone? Or is it the fear of looking back one day and realizing you spent your whole life walking towards someone else's ocean? Because here's what nobody tells you. The pain of trying and failing is temporary. The pain of never trying is permanent. The embarrassment of falling is momentary. The regret of never starting is forever. That penguin might have died in those mountains, probably did, but it died moving towards something it felt called to. It died in motion. It died free. Most people die in the comfort of the colony, surrounded by others doing the same thing, safe, secure, and completely numb. That penguin was never seen again. Nobody knows if it made it to the mountains. Nobody knows what it found there. Maybe nothing, maybe everything. Maybe it doesn't matter. But millions of people know what it left behind. A question, a mirror, a permission slip. To stop pretending the safe path is the only path. To stop apologizing for the direction your soul wants to go. To stop waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, the perfect conditions. Because the truth is, there is no perfect moment. There's only this moment, and the choice you make right now. One woman shared her story in the comments. She said, "I watched this video 3 years ago. The next day, I quit my job. I sold everything. I moved to another country to pursue my passion. People thought I lost my mind. And you know what? They were right. I lost the mind that was keeping me trapped. I lost the mind that told me to play it safe. I lost the mind that said I wasn't allowed to want more." She continued, "I'm not going to lie and say it was easy. It wasn't. There were nights I cried, days I doubted everything, moments I wanted to go back. But I kept walking. And 3 years later, I can finally say, I'm alive. Actually alive. Not just surviving. Not just existing. Living." And that's the thing about walking toward your mountains. You don't know what you'll find. You don't know if you'll make it. You don't know if it will be worth it. But you know what's worse than not knowing? Knowing you never tried. knowing you let fear decide, knowing you spent your one precious life doing what everyone else expected instead of what your soul required. Maybe this penguin didn't know where he was going. Maybe he was lost. Maybe he was broken. Or maybe he was the only one who wasn't. Maybe while everyone else was just surviving, he was trying to live. Maybe while everyone else was following the map, he was creating his own. Maybe while everyone else was walking towards certainty, he was walking towards meaning. And sometimes that's worth walking into the unknown for. Sometimes that's worth the loneliness. Sometimes that's worth the risk. Sometimes that's worth everything. Because at the end of your life, you won't remember the days you played it safe. You won't remember the times you did what you were supposed to do. You won't remember the moments you chose comfort over courage. You'll remember the times you walked toward your mountains, even if you never reached them, even if you stumbled, even if you walked alone. You'll remember the moment you chose to live instead of just survive. And that moment, that choice, that is what makes a life worth living. That penguin is still walking somewhere in our minds, reminding us that the bravest thing you can do is refuse to go where everyone else is going, even if it means walking alone, even if it means facing the unknown, even if it means risking everything. Because some paths are worth taking, even if they lead nowhere. Some journeys are worth starting, even if you never finish. Some mountains are worth climbing, even if you never reach the top. The only real tragedy is never leaving the colony, never taking the first step, never finding out what your mountains hold. So the question isn't whether you'll make it. The question is whether you'll start walking.